My name's Daniel Allen. I work for Unorthodox Ventures, and I'm based out of Tel Aviv. Our headquarters are in Austin, Texas. We have an office also in New York City, and I head up our healthcare interests on the other side of the Atlantic. We have investments across Israel, Europe, and the States. We are a tightly knit team. We work all together on the deal execution team, from sourcing to diligence to portfolio management. And we invest predominantly in medical device. We spend about 80% of our time in the healthcare space, with a focus on med device, med tech per se, a little bit of health tech thrown in there, digital health, but our real core competencies are in med tech. Yeah, so our story in short, we invest one gentleman's capital. Kerry Smith, our founder, founded and operated a very successful company that he sold in the late 2010s. He's an entrepreneur at heart, entrepreneurial spirit. He loves building and operating companies. And after that exit, he wanted to, give back and invest in young entrepreneurs, but also be really helpful and be a hands-on investor, bring that operational expertise to young founders, young companies. So he lifted a bunch of operators out of that company, founded the core team at Unorthodox Ventures, and they began to do just that: invest in young entrepreneurs, young founders, and bring that engineering expertise, manufacturing expertise, sales, marketing, the entire gamut to those young founders. Again, since we invest one gentleman's capital, we have the flexibility to invest across different geographies, across different stages. We'll typically come in early commercial stages when we're talking about medical device. We'll come in with checks of $1 to $3 million as a first investment. When the stage and round requires us to take a leading position, we can do that. We can co-lead. We can follow when a bit later. We like working with other great teams of investors, syndicating deals with like-minded individuals that can supplement, our expertise, our knowledge, and bring a different view or bent to the table. As far as strategic areas of interest within the medtech space, we're really strong in the cardiology space, really strong in the neuro space, really strong in the GI, renal, adjacent space. And those are really our core competencies. We'll look at anything really across the medtech space, but those are kind of the three verticals. So we've deployed about $50 million to date. From 2017 till now. We really scaled up our investment as we've increased our investment more and more into the medtech space. We've earmarked about $20 million to deploy this year. Some of that's on follow-on on investments of our portfolio companies. Some of that's on new investment. Because we invest one gentleman's capital directly off his balance sheet, it's not a defined fund size. That, again, gives us the flexibility to invest less or more in a given year, in a given calendar year, depending on what we're seeing, what we're interested in, and what gets us excited. So as far as number of deals in 2024, we'll hopefully close out the years with 6 new investments. That's predominantly in the medtech space, medical device, a few deals in cardiology, a new deal in neuro. So that's kind of the pace that we're operating at. We're looking to be partners with the entrepreneur. We want to be helpful. We want to have a dialogue. We want to be constantly touching base with the CEO, the entrepreneur, the founder. Either pinging ideas, giving our input, getting their feedback, and keep that as a conversation as opposed to update us quarterly, yearly. So we're looking to be partners. If the CEO, if the entrepreneur is not interested in a partner, then it's probably just not a great fit for us. We're opportunistic, but we really want to be hands-on investors. We want to roll up our sleeves. We want to be helpful. In the cases where we've taken more of a leadership role, have a bigger stake in the company, we've helped the company do everything from helping with R&D, manufacturing, regulatory, reimbursement, connecting with different stakeholders and experts within the United States, our network of capital. So we've really helped and rolled up our sleeves on kind of all the different layers of a company development. The benefits of having a single LP fund or a single investor, a single gentleman as backing, is we're able to not be boxed in and not be limited to a given thesis over the course of a 10-year fund per se. We can adapt quickly. We can realign our focuses, and we do that regularly. We'll meet as a team. We'll get together. We'll go over new theses, go over prior areas of interest, and reevaluate, saying, is this a space we still believe in? We've now invested in a given sector. Do we want to pivot? Do we want to keep doubling down? And there's an investment committee of one at the end of the day. We don't have outside LPs that we need to go back to um, and make happy. We have one gentleman. We have flexibility on timing as well. We don't have to return capital at a given point, and we also aren't bound by the fact that we're constantly thinking of raising our next fund. We find sometimes with investors that take on either institutional capital or have to go out and raise a fund from outside LPs, that sometimes either clouds their judgment or becomes their first priority, at the expense of the entrepreneur and the company. Um, we obviously are investors just like everyone else, and we're looking to, make money on deals, but thematically, we're entrepreneur first. Carrie, our founder, was an entrepreneur himself. He built a company, bootstrapped it over 20 years, and is looking to put the entrepreneur at the head of the priority list, and not necessarily be worried about going out and raising the next fund. We're interested in returns just like everyone else, but if that takes an extra year to do it right, that's kind of what we're looking to do. When we're looking at entrepreneurs based out of the United States, we're looking for people who have done this before. We're looking for people who, if they haven't done it before, have a good grasp of what they know and what they don't know, and when to ask for help and when to take help. Outside of the US, we're looking for founders and entrepreneurs that understand their market. When you're talking medical device, the United States is, if not absolutely critical, for sure crucial in executing a plan and creating a device or a technology that fits that market, fits the need within the market. And we're looking for entrepreneurs and CEOs that know that they need to know that market and are looking from day one to understand the United States, to understand the FDA risks, the regulatory risks, the reimbursement risks, the commercialization risks, understand the hospital systems, understand the payers, the different stakeholders. If you're focused on your geography of origin and not looking as the United States as make or break from day one, that's a concern for us. We're constantly talking to entrepreneurs who know from inception, from their pre-seed stage, that they're going to have to get to the United States. They're going to have to execute in the United States. And if they're not drawing out those plans from day one, the likelihood of success goes down dramatically. So outside of the United States, that's a huge focus of ours in those early conversations with the CEO, with the founder, with the entrepreneur. Do you guys understand your market? Do you guys understand what you need to do to get there, who you need to be connecting with from day one to align yourselves for success? We're looking for entrepreneurs solving a real problem that understand the market and are coming in with either new and transformational technology or a new and exciting way of doing something that already exists. We have companies in our portfolio that are quick follow-ons to a market that's established with a better product. We have companies in our portfolio that are creating a market and developing technologies that haven't existed yet, and everything in between. So we're looking for exciting new entrepreneurs that are looking to be partners, are looking for not only capital, but operational know-how that we can bring to the table to together bring a product to market that has taken into account all the different stakeholders and their needs, so that when you get to the commercialization stage, when you get to the commercial stage, it's a clear fit, and the education of the market and the convincing of those stakeholders to purchase the product, to buy into the product, is a seamless transition, or as seamless as possible. It's a booming market. A lot of people looking for capital, a lot of really interesting technologies coming up the pike. So we have no shortage of deal flow, no shortage of pipeline. So I expect we'll be pretty active in 2025.